What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we are talking about the Necrons faction. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up this video was greatly appreciated. When you first start off the game, your main faction is going to be the Ultramarines. Your initial campaign that you're going to be starting off with is Indomitus, and this is what you're going to use your Ultramarines in. Now, if you take a look at the bottom, you'll notice that each boss monster is a different Necron hero. So this is the most consistent way to get puzzle pieces or hero shards for the different Necron heroes. Aside from, of course, going to the shop and doing gotcha pulls to try and get some hero shards for them, or possibly even just straight up pulling the character. First 3 chapters are going to be the easiest characters to unlock. All you got to do is make sure you get a 3-star on that boss level, and then you're just going to come in here and you're just going to raid it over and over and over again until you get enough of the hero pieces to fully unlock that Necron character. The first 2 Necron heroes are relatively easy to unlock. You only need like 10 of their shard pieces. The third one, I believe it was like 25 pieces. I'm trying to remember. 4th hero is going to require 120 because it is a rare. And then the last one is an epic, which requires 250. So it's going to take you a while, like a lot of farming to actually unlock this character. Now, the way this game works is a lot of the stuff you do as like an Ultramarine will end up benefiting the Necrons. And then a lot of the stuff you do as a Necrons will actually benefit your Ultramarine heroes. And what I mean by that is if you go into stuff like, if we go into stuff like Onslaught, you'll notice if we do the Imperial Onslaught, we'll get stuff for Chaos badges. And then if we do the Onslaught for Necrons, you'll notice that we get Imperial badges. The main point of this is you need to have a vast collection of heroes from different factions, because different game modes, you will need those in order to power up other factions. All right, now let's jump into some gameplay and go over the strengths of our first 3 Necrons. And you're gonna be using those in the Indomitus Mirror campaign. If you take a look at this campaign, you'll see it's basically the opposite of the Indomitus campaign, whereas instead of us going up against Necrons, we are now using the Necrons to attack the Ultramarine heroes that we actually started the game off with. So on the flip side, this is a very consistent way for you to get hero shards for your Ultramarine heroes. Now, some of these matches are going to say that you can bring 5 characters, but even if you have only 3, it's completely fine. You can still 3-star the level, no problem. You do not have to have the maximum amount of characters. It will make it easier if you do happen to pull those extra Necron heroes early, but even if you just have these 3 that are easy to get, hey, you can still get very far in the Mirror campaign. Let's go over the strengths and the main uses for these 3 heroes. Your first hero is kind of like a basic Necron warrior. He's got his plasma blaster. Kind of, I would like to say this is the kind of like the sniper hero for the Necrons, but with a really awesome special ability, which we're going to go over shortly. One of the special traits that all of the Necrons have is living metal. So they regenerate 10% of their max health at the start of each turn. However, because they are mechanical, they can't actually be healed by like another character that just has a straight up heal ability. Our next hero, I would say, is probably the best out of the 3, and that's because it is a summoning character. You have the ability to summon scarabs, and the scarabs have the potential to duplicate themselves over and over and over again, to the point where you could have like 20 summons of these little guys running around like crazy. Also has the trait that explodes on death, dealing a bunch of damage to enemies, and also flying, so they can get around the map pretty fast. And then finally, our main damage dealer not only has the potential to attack multiple enemies that are adjacent to each other, but also has the Overwatch ability. Now, on the flip side, the Ultramarine that has this ability, when it attacks someone from Overwatch mode, that's it. However, the Necrons hero has the ability that when it destroys an opponent in Overwatch, it then resets Overwatch. So what you want to do is you actually want to set this guy up in a really good spot, so that way every time an enemy comes to you, he just one-shots them in Overwatch mode. And it's absolutely insane. I literally have got to the point where I've done levels and I didn't even need to take a turn, because I just had them set up perfectly that every time the opponent moved to us, he just did Overwatch mode triggered, bam, one shot, they were dead, Overwatch resets, and it's just a never-ending cycle over and over and over again. It's really, really cool. So let's jump into this battle. I don't like the spacing on this. We really don't have a lot of spacing, And the first thing we want to do is we want to immediately summon our scarab hive, so that way we get 2 scarab swarms out on the battlefield. Let's skip and see what the enemy does. Let's let them come to us. He is in Overwatch mode, but unfortunately no one's really getting close enough because of the way the terrain is. We did take a lot of damage there, but that's okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to set this up. We're going to summon 2 scarabs. That's good. Now, this is the trick, however. These can get destroyed very easily because there are only 2 of them initially. Now, what you need to do is you need to take your other character right here, and he's going to have this ability called Adaptive Strategy. Triggers Relentless March for all adjacent non-character friendly units and makes them immediately take an action, dealing a bunch of damage. So you use this on your scarab swarm that you just summoned, and that way you have the potential to make even more right off the bat, because this is pretty much how you dominate the matches as a Necron player. Is you want to just swarm the enemy with as many of these scarab swarms as possible. The moment that you lose all of these and it's just your 3 heroes, you take a huge disadvantage. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to move this guy right here, and then we're going to activate that, and there we go. So they took 2 additional turns, and you'll notice that we also got an additional swarm. So not only did we destroy some enemies, but now we got 3 of these scarab swarms out on the battlefield. So now we're looking a lot better there. And as you see, yeah, we did it pretty easily. We just made that one mistake. And that is another bonus tip that I have, is the fact that even if you have a lot of power and it seems like you can win easily, you can still lose and not get a 3-star just because one character dies. Like, that's it. It just takes one hero, you know, one little mistake you can make, one hero dies and you don't get that 3-star. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna have to retry this, and this will be pretty simple though. We'll go ahead, actually, I'm gonna move this guy back here. We're gonna move him over here. Let's make this like a little, now he's in Overwatch mode, so he's gonna start doing damage. So you see how we moved him over? He got that first initial kill right there, so that was really good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna activate, we'll go right here and do, no, we'll go right here for the scarab swarms. They're gonna go there. We're gonna move him here. We're gonna activate this ability so they get an extra turn. All right, and they just went out. There they go. They're doing attack damage. We got 3 of those bad boys out now. And this one we should 100% 3-star very, very easily. You have to pay attention to what you're doing though, because like I said, you can make very, very easy mistakes, as you saw, and you can lose. So let's take this guy out real quick. Oh, he still has a little bit of health. That's all right. But yeah, this is an easy 3-star now. Just that one little mistake you saw me made can really be a huge difference, and you don't want to have to keep playing a level over and over again just to get the 3 stars because you made a stupid mistake, because that is potentially stamina wasted, and stamina is ridiculously important in this game. It's one of the things that you're gonna run out of very, very fast. Overall though, my final thoughts on the Necrons, I definitely think it's a really fun faction to play as, even if you only have the first 3 unlocked. A lot of versatility, a lot of fun with it. Very easy to understand and play. I'll see y'all later. Stay happy, stay safe, peace.